Breaking news, fellow Americans, in a stunning turn of events that's shaking up Washington President Donald Trump has just made a move that could put thousands of dollars directly into your pockets. But before we dive into these game-changing details about the new $2,000 stimulus checks and the extra $200 monthly boost for Social Security recipients, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on critical updates that could impact your financial future. What exactly did President Trump just sign? And how will it affect millions of Americans who've been struggling to make ends meet? Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about these two massive financial relief measures that could bring much needed support to families. Across the nation, let me paint you a picture of what's happening right now in Washington, in an unprecedented move. President Trump has just signed two executive orders that have sent shockwaves through Congress. The first order authorizes a new round of $2,000 stimulus checks for eligible Americans, while the second introduces a monthly $200 supplement for Social Security and SSDI recipients. This comes at a crucial time when inflation continues to squeeze household budgets, and many Americans are still recovering from the economic aftershocks of recent years. You might be wondering how this is different from previous stimulus packages. Well, this time, the administration has taken a more direct approach instead of waiting for lengthy congressional negotiations. President Trump has utilized executive authority to expedite the delivery of these vital funds. But what does this mean for you and your family? Let's break it down first. Let's talk about the $2,000 stimulus checks. Unlike previous payments, these new checks have been designed with broader eligibility criteria. Single filers earning up to $75,000 annually, and joint filers making up to $150,000 will receive the full amount. The payments gradually phase out for higher income levels, ensuring that help reaches those who need it most. But here's what makes this round. Different families with dependents will receive additional support with no cap on the number of eligible dependents. The administration hopes that this added flexibility will help families handle rising costs like groceries, housing, and other essential expenses that seem to be climbing with each passing month. But that's not all. The second executive order, which has gotten less media attention, but could be even more impactful for millions of Americans, introduces a monthly $200 supplement for all Social Security and SSDI recipients. This is huge news for our senior citizens and disabled Americans who've been disproportionately affected by rising costs. Why $200 and how long will this supplement last? The $200 monthly boost was calculated based on recent inflation data and the increased cost of living faced by Social Security recipients. This supplement is set to continue for the next 12 months with a possibility of extension based on economic conditions. That means eligible recipients could receive an additional $2,400 over the next year on top of their regular benefits, a development that has sparked hope among those on fixed incomes who are trying to stretch every dollar. You might be asking yourself, how will this be funded? The administration has outlined a comprehensive funding strategy that involves reallocating unused funds from previous relief packages and implementing certain cost-saving measures across federal departments. It's also possible that any future surplus allocations could be redirected here, ensuring that the momentum of the relief effort is not lost. What's really interesting is how this could affect the broader economy. Economic experts are already weighing in on the potential impact of these measures. Many believe this injection of funds could stimulate local economies while providing crucial support to vulnerable populations. Some economists estimate that every dollar given in stimulus money generates approximately $160 in economic activity, a multiplier effect that could help sustain the recovery we've been seeing. This could mean that both Main Street businesses and everyday consumers will notice a ripple effect of added spending power, potentially bolstering jobs, retail sales, and community services. Here's what you really need to know about receiving these payments. The IRS will be using the same payment distribution system as previous stimulus rounds, meaning if you've received prior payments via direct deposit, you're already in the system. However, there are some important differences in the timing and verification process that you need to be aware of for the $2,000 stimulus checks. The Treasury Department expects to begin processing payments within 2 weeks of executive order. But here's the catch. You'll need to verify your eligibility through an updated portal on the IRS website. This extra step is designed to prevent fraud and ensure faster deadlines approaching, while the executive orders are effective immediately, there are specific timeframes for verification and registration that you won't want to miss. The IRS will be opening their verification portal within the next week, and early registration is recommended to ensure you're among the first to receive your payment for Social Security recipients wondering about the $200 supplement. The first enhanced payments are scheduled to begin with next month's regular benefits. However, the Social Security Administration is implementing a staggered rollout based on beneficiary birth dates to manage the massive distribution effectively. This might mean that some recipients will see the extra funds before others, but the administration has pledged to complete the rollout as efficiently as possible. Let's talk about protection against fraud, because this is important. The Treasury Department has implemented enhanced security measures to prevent stimulus check fraud. This includes a new verification system that will help ensure payments reach their intended recipients. But what does this mean for you? You need to be extra vigilant about potential scams. And remember that neither the IRS nor the Social Security Administration will ever call, text, or email you asking for personal information. In fact, any unsolicited phone call or online message asking you to verify details is likely a red flag. Here's something else you should know. These new measures include provisions for back payments. If there are any delays in the initial rollout, recipients will receive retroactive payments to cover any missed months. This applies to both the stimulus checks and the Social Security supplement, ensuring that eligible Americans receive their full entitled amounts. This back pay could be especially helpful to those who might experience minor bureaucratic holdups in the first wave of payments. The impact of these executive orders extends beyond individual recipients. Small businesses are expected to benefit from increased consumer spending, while local economies could see a significant boost with extra cash on hand. Many individuals might be more comfortable dining out, shopping locally, or investing in much-needed home repairs or car maintenance, all of which funnel back into the local marketplace. But what does this mean for inflation? And the national debt economic analysts suggest that the targeted nature of these payments, combined with the funding strategy, should minimize inflationary pressures while providing necessary relief to those who need it most, because the administration has chosen to reallocate funds from previous relief packages and focus on a specific demographic. The broader impact on debt may be more contained than some of the earlier, more expansive packages. Looking ahead, what can we expect in terms of additional support? While these executive orders provide immediate relief, the administration has indicated that further measures may be considered based on economic conditions and recovery progress. This could include additional rounds of stimulus payments or extension of the Social Security supplement beyond the initial 12-month period. Observers in Washington note that if unemployment rates climb again, or if certain industries remain sluggish, the pressure for more aid could mount quickly for those concerned about tax implications. Here's some good news. Like previous stimulus payments, these 22,000 checks will not be counted as taxable income. The same applies to the $200 Social Security supplement. It won't affect your tax liability or impact other benefits you may receive. This means you'll get to keep the full amount of these payments to use as needed, which is a significant relief for those worried about next year's tax season. However, it's always wise to keep your records and consult with a tax professional for any unique personal considerations. Here's a word of caution, though. While these payments are secure, you want to keep detailed records of any funds received. This will be important for future tax filings and could be necessary if there are any questions about payment amounts or eligibility. It's recommended to keep all correspondence from the IRS and Social Security Administration regarding these payments, whether that correspondence arrives by mail or secure online portals. What steps should you take right now? First, ensure your information is up to date with both the IRS and Social Security Administration. This includes your current address, bank account details, and any changes in dependent status. Second, watch for official communications about the verification portal launch. But remember to access it only through the official IRS website to avoid scams. In addition, you can sign up for email notifications or text alerts from legitimate government platforms to keep track of important deadlines for those who need additional assistance or have specific questions about their situation. Both the IRS and Social Security Administration are